Hey guys, today I'll be answering the question of why do your friends cut you off as a maladaptive daydreamer? By cutting you off, it means that let's say you started out with you having 20 friends, for example, and then you realize that as you keep daydreaming, friends are pushing you away. Friends are pushing you. You keep losing friends. You keep losing friends. You keep losing friends. To the point now, you just end up having imaginary friends. And actually, you may realize we are not even talking about toxic friends. We are talking about the normal friends who are really there for you, who just your friends who don't even who just want to hear about you, want to go out with you, want to have fun with you. But why is it that they cut you off as a Maladaptive Daydreamer? Actually, there are a couple of reasons. The first reason is, of course, friendship sometimes needs a bit of sacrifice and a bit of you giving your energy to the friendship. For example, like the energy when it comes to doing things together, because friendships flourish with things like, let's say, going out or playing some games or just doing some joint activities together. But because for Maladaptive Daydreamer, you don't really find those activities fun anymore, you prefer the euphoric daydreaming or high the intense high offered by the imaginary world. You will end up not going for those activities. Let's say you may end up ignoring going out because you don't feel like it's something you want to do, but sometimes you may have to just go because you want to just be with our friends. You may go just to be with your friends, but because you really feel that that thing is boring and boring is not your thing, you'll end up foregoing all those activities which build our friendship and then going to the imaginary world. So the more you keep doing that, the more your friends will feel that there's no need to call you for let's say when they have a plan or something, it will get to the point where your friends will not even be calling you because they know that every time they try to call you to go and do something to them, you are given an excuse of like, I'm busy, I'm doing this. But it's not really because you are busy, it's because you want to go back to this imaginary world. So it will get to the point where your friends will just push you away because they'll not feel that you are contributing to their friendship, because you are selfishly, in quotes, choosing imaginary friends. That's why they'll cut you off. They'll cut you off because they're not actually cutting you off, you are the one who's cutting them off. Yeah, that's one reason. Another reason is, of course, sometimes friendship will have ups and downs. You may sometimes be betrayed and all those things. So because you are afraid of facing those things, you are afraid of facing that aspect of rejection or that comparing yourself with your friends, which are normal things which happen. Because you are afraid of facing those, you end up choosing something which offers you a temporary relief from that fear of facing your fears, which is now daydreaming. So instead of facing that fear, facing that social anxiety, because there's only one way to face social anxiety, of course, it's just going to your friends, like logically speaking. It's just going to those events and then just talking with people and then really see how it goes. Not, yeah, but because you don't really want to face that fear, those deep fears, you end up isolating yourself and going to this imaginary world. Going to this imaginary world. What will happen? Of course, your friends will cut you off. Another thing is, of course, you may feel judged. Let's say you share something with a friend, something about your addictive behavior, tell them, hey, I'm normally addicted to this thing, this daydreaming, where I create an imaginary world, I create an imaginary universe, I create intricate storylines. So when you tell them about that, of course your friend will be like, what the heck are you doing? So that element is they won't really understand your addictive behavior, because not everyone is able to understand what someone is going through, not unless you are very, very compassionate and you are very, very open-minded. So because some of your friends may not really understand it, you may really feel judged, because every time they're telling you, hey, stop doing that, stop doing that, stop doing that. So it gets to the point where you are afraid of being with your friends because they are judging you, and you feel embarrassed when you meet them. And you may also get embarrassed because you may end up fantasizing or creating daydreams about some of your friends, especially friends of, let's say, when you are attracted to a friend or something. So when you create these fantasies, you may be afraid of facing them. So because you're afraid of facing them, you end up isolating yourself. So because of that embarrassment or the shame of being with them. So what happens? Of course, you end up creating this rift between you and your friends. And after some time, you end up being alone, and you end up going to the point where you only have online friends, which is not the same thing as having real life friends. Or you just end up having friends in your imaginary world, which is not the same thing as having real life friends. So you will lose a lot of friends by engaging in addictive behavior, but it's not because it's your friend's fault or not anyone's fault. It's because your addictive behavior is driving you towards that route of isolation and loneliness. Hope that makes sense, guys. Until next time, have a nice day.